This is a short video I think I'm going to talk about emotions, what emotions are, because there is a lot of confusion about what emotions are. Emotions are actually energy, waveform, different types of waveform. They discovered this a long time ago. They did a lot of tests in the University of California in the 90s. If you have a look at Dan Winter's work, he was a biophysiologist and electrical engineer who with others did a lot of work on human emotion. They did ECGs of the heart and took EEGs of the brain and weighed people all up and see how they responded to different emotions. They would create emotions in somebody who was wired up, and they would see how the body would react, what sort of frequencies were being picked up, what sort of waveform was being picked up. And they found that these varied an awful lot from happy, joyful frequencies to angry, sad frequencies. They discovered that when you're in happiness or joy, your frequencies were high, and when you were sad or angry or had negative emotion, your frequencies were very low. And this can be explained because humans are like radio transmitters. We're really radio transmitters because we're bioelectrical beings, and we give out all this energy to our environment in waveform which we cannot see. Have you ever been anywhere and picked up bad vibes from somebody, had a bad feeling about them? Or have you been somewhere and you've had a bad feeling about a place and haven't felt comfortable? A lot of people vary in their ability to do this and pick up feelings. Women are much better than men generally, and women are much better at noticing the difference in their emotions than men are. And this is just a biological setup that we have. Men and women are quite different. Men have got a different setup in the back of the brain and produce a lot more testosterone and adrenaline, which shuts them off from picking their emotions up quickly. They're changing their emotions. People don't pick a change in their emotions up. They should be taught it at school. Because we ignore it, we've got this stiff upper lip thing in the UK, where you carry on no matter what, no matter how uncomfortable you are, and actually this makes you very sick because the wave frequencies you're producing are very low and very disordered. The waves are clashing. They're very sort of rough waves which actually affect your health. And all they do is throw pills at you to keep you going, whether they be tranquilizers, sedatives or painkillers, which I experienced myself for years. I didn't realise till later on. There wasn't a lot of information around when I was a young man. Things were very, very bad. The internet was non-existent, just about. And the UK was a particularly bad place for it. I think there was a lot more information in America and Canada in the 80s and 90s than there has been in the UK. I think the UK was particularly bad. I think this has actually was done on purpose to keep people in a little box, because it served the elitists at the top to keep people on the treadmill so they didn't think too much. You can't control your emotions all the time, but you can practice on improving your awareness of when they've changed and your awareness of how to control them. Humans aren't perfect, and it takes practice. One of the best things to do is to meditate, quietening the mind. People call it mindfulness, which is a funny term really, because I find that when your mind's full, you're actually not relaxed at all. You're not relaxed at all. It's when your mind's quiet that you're relaxed. But they actually call this mindfulness, where you're aware of your own mind and staying calm, and they tell you to be in the moment instead of looking forwards or back, because humans have a tendency to look forwards, to worry about the future, or they worry about something they've done in the past, and because of this, they produce a lot of negative emotion, and we can't really do anything about the future, or the future's not here yet. You can plan ahead a little bit, but the future changes very, very quickly. So humans worry about this too much, and especially worry about the past. Because of this, they don't stay in what's called the now. Eckhart Tolle wrote about this. He's wrote a lot of good books about this, about staying in the now and how this calms the mind and actually helps to improve the health. Like I say, humans are radio transmitters. I don't know if you can see this very, very simple diagram. I don't know if you can see it or not. There was a little man in the middle, and basically humans give off waveform to their environment, which can affect other people. It can affect the place they work. It can affect where they live. There's wave frequencies bouncing around all over the place. It actually creates our reality. And if it wasn't for this waves bouncing around, causing what's called wave compression, nothing would be solid. This is where they get the term vibration, and nothing's really solid, because everything is energy in wave form, including solid objects. Because an object that it appears as solid will actually dissipate eventually in energy, given enough time. Anyway, emotions, when they're good, produce waves which are congruent. There you are. I don't know if you can see this. They're in alignment. And this is why the wave frequencies are a lot better. The waves flow over each other easy. They produce what's called fractal wave nesting, which means in the vortices they all line up. And when they're incongruent, when we have anger or hate or sadness, they're incongruent, and the waves are all over the place. And this creates blockages in the electrical system of human beings. Like I say, human beings are bioelectrical. They have a meridian system, which you can see in Chinese medicine and acupuncture, which have actually proved. You've got neurons in your brain, you've got your spines, you've got there's lots of nerves in your spine, basically all over your body, which electrical information goes through all the time. And you can actually affect the waveform in this to some extent, by controlling your emotions. The yogis did this in India, and the Tao in China and Tibet, who were the monks, could control their emotions to some extent, and they found it influenced their health, and also not just their physical health, it also influenced their mental health as well. And like I say, we should be taught this at school when we're very young, because I've got a lot of people, even amongst the young, who's got mental health problems, and they all go down the same route, the drink and drugs route, which is, I mean, I've experimented with that myself when I was young, and it doesn't work. It's disastrous. If people were taught about emotions early on, people would be a lot happier, and the world would be a lot better place. Unfortunately, it's suited the people at the top for this not to happen, and keep people, like I say, boxed in their little system. But this is changing now, thanks to the internet. There's lots of information about how to control your emotions, about breathing. There's lots of information about meditation out there, and if you get the chance, I would advise you to do it, because it has helped me profoundly. I was hypnotized in the year 2000, and that's when I started to become more aware of what was going on, and that we weren't being told the truth about anything. It was hard to get information at the time, and I had to send away for a lot of American books to find out the information, but things have improved dramatically since the year 2000. when you're at work or in a supermarket or you're driving a car and you're stuck in traffic, your emotions changing, you feel your emotions changing. If you become aware of them and you can rein yourself back in, and I personally myself, I had a lot of health issues, and I found that by controlling my emotions better, my health actually improved. So this is why I made this little video for it about emotions. And the other thing is the human emotion is important at the minute because we've got this thing called the ascension process going on, which basically is a change in the electrical field of the earth, because the sun's kicking out a lot of new energy. So it's advisable to try to keep yourself in a calm manner as much as possible, in a happy space, although it's very difficult to do with the way things are in the world. Personally, I try not to look at the news for more than 10 minutes at a time, because it just brings you down, affects your emotions in a negative way. If you can walk outside in nature, that's a good thing. Or do something that obviously it makes you joyful. It could be anything. It could be from playing a musical instrument, having a walk, it could be even baking some cakes, anything that you like that makes you joyful, as long as it's not hurt anybody else, is good. It's actually good for your health. Like I say, that's my little video about human emotions. My name's Alan Watson. Thanks for listening to the video. Hope that's been helpful. Thank you.